Good morning, Miami Dolphin fans. I hope you're having a great, fantastic Friday out there. And please take a visit over at dolphinthirsty.com. I'm Rob Mosley, aka Dolphins Thirsty. And as almost as every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I am joined by Justin of Digging in the Trenches. And I'm going to bring him up here in a minute. And there he is. Good morning, Justin. How are you?
What's going on, you guys? I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me on. Just hanging out, getting ready for the day. Start the day, coming off of a sky high night where my Nuggets go up 2-0 in the series over the Lakers. So I'm
Well,
coming
that's
off of
cool.
a sky high win. So
Well, we
just
got a
kind of
little bragging here in South Florida too. The
oh yeah,
Panthers won an epic game. Like I said, I'm not going to tend to be the big hockey guy or basketball guy, but both South Florida teams won their first game in the Eastern Conference Finals of their respective sports. So that was kind of cool. And the Florida Panther game will go down like it's one of the craziest games ever. It
yeah,
ended like at 2 a.m. And
yep.
me
I
not being a
watched it.
hockey fan, I admit I turned it off at midnight because I knew I had to be on the road at 6 a.m.
Right.
And I was like, I can't stay up. And I just getting into hockey. If it would have been, of course, the Dolphins in a epic playoff game, I would have been staying up until if it was like 1 minute before I had to hit the road.
Absolutely.
So, but I was like, it was cool. They won. I woke up to see they won this morning, and that was good. Four overtimes,
Yeah, I was
like
just gonna
a
say
minute or
four
so
overtime.
away a minute or so away from getting to the fifth overtime. So it was crazy. So, we got a little bragging here in South Florida too. So,
Absolutely, yeah. I was waking up on like fell asleep on the couch and was like kind of watching that, the overtime. I was like, as soon as they got into the second overtime, I was like, and I was on Sports Center. They're like, and they're still playing. I switched back over and started watching it, and I watched the third overtime. Then I fell asleep in the fourth overtime, and I woke up during the goal when
well, I don't feel too bad then here at the on the East Coast then falling asleep because you're a couple hours behind, so it wasn't as late, but it was by midnight by the time it was ending on your guys.
yeah, I was passing out. And then I was like, oh, they won! Wow, four overtimes. I was like, I'm going to bed. Nuggets go.
Yeah. All right. Hey, anybody, guys, I always forget, you are watching Dolphins Chatter with Dolphins Thirsty and Justin of Digging in the Trenches. I'm going to let him talk for a minute because my dog is crying at the door running out. So before he goes crazy on live YouTube here, I'm going to let him out. Justin, tell us a little bit about tomorrow before we get into Dolphin. What you got going on with the Colorado Longhorns tomorrow?
Tomorrow we play we play the Colorado Sting. It's going to be a game that's a warfare for a lot of these current players that are on the Longhorns. Used to be part of that team or know someone or a coach or someone like that who's on the team. So it's a personal game for us. We want blood. We want to kill them. We want to put up 70 points. We want to hang it up.
Hey.
And we already know, like in every Sting game, I guess I don't know, it's my first year, but from what I've heard, every Sting game they've played versus guys the last couple of years, they've always tried to get into a fight with them. Yeah. So we're trying to tell the players, like, just walk away from the fight. We got a championship to win. We don't care about a Sting fight. Like, we just want to win the game.
Well,
we're coming out fired up.
Like you said, from once they start keeping score in youth sports until the last time you ever play whatever sport you love, if they keep score, you want to win. That's the basic.
That's right.
That's it. Just like our Dolphins, we want them to win because it doesn't matter. They can look pretty through the season. If they don't get us those playoff wins, it's all for nothing. So, right. I'm 100% with you. There's not too much on the Dolphins front, but I did see Barry Jackson had in his article an unnamed scout that works currently for an NFL team, but he couldn't reveal his name for obvious reasons. But he thinks, like you kind of, that Devon A-Chain is really good, that his hands are excellent. He goes, you're going to be surprised. This guy could be like a receiver. He's so good with his hands. And that I don't know what linebacker in the NFL is going to be able to keep up with this kid. They could create. He goes, because you got Waddle and you got Hill that you got to worry about, and then you put him, like, you line him up, and he says a linebacker is basically gonna. He said it nicer, but a linebacker is going to be peeing in his pants. It's like, like, oh my God, I got to cover this kid. He said the guy almost doesn't even have a chance from the get-go if the Dolphins like scheme right, and he thinks McDaniel will. He said you're going to see a little bit of what Debo does, maybe not as much because doesn't have some of the the big size of a Debo or whatever, but that he's capable of doing a lot what he does because, like, again, like what you said in your scouting report, he's tougher and stronger than he looks, because you look at it, you don't think he's willing to hit you and take you on full speed, and with his speed, it just adds to that power. So you see like him being a night if we do it right, because I know we've talked about these things in the past and it doesn't ever come to fruition, unfortunately, for our Dolphins. But if it's done right, do you see Devon Achane being a big nightmare for defensive coordinators to worry about all week?
Well, it's funny how Barry Jackson says an unnamed scout.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny right there. And honestly, like the scout said and talked about, it was almost like I was speaking about the player prospect, because I did the write-up on him. I said the same thing. It's like he's almost an extra weapon or a slot receiver. His route tree is not fully developed yet. It's not like receiver-esque, but it's close. So, like, he can run a lot of routes that a slot receiver can. I think that's somebody that's going to end up giving defensive coordinators nightmares, because you're going to have to try to defend speed, and not only speed from Achane, but speed from Waddle, speed from Hill, speed from Mostert. We have speed for days on this team. Then you got the threat factor of a speed size combination with the Elijah Higgins. You can do a lot of things with that. Once you're defending speed on the edges, you can be like, okay, now let's put Higgins and run him up the seam. That's more speed they have to defend, but now you got to defend it vertically. There's so many things you can do now. You can mix and match with it. You can use him as a receiver, but put him in a slot, put him in motion, jet sweep it to him, toss it to him out of the backfield. You could use him as a decoy to open up Waddle, open up Hill. I absolutely think it's going to be something they're going to have to try to contain. Not only contain, but just game plan for, because I think he's going to see the ball a lot out of the backfield. You're going to hand it to him. You're going to throw it to him. It's going to be part of our game plan. That's what we drafted him for, is to put speed on the edges and help give us another dynamic weapon to use.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think he's really good. And, a lot of it's going to depend on our offensive line having success. They've tried to I think we've talked since. Have I talked to you since? Yeah, I did. I talked to you on Wednesday. Yeah, so we already had Isaiah Wynn and those guys. So we just
Cedric O and Isaiah Wynn. It's funny that you're bringing that up, because I think it's crucial to what we're going to be able to do here. And I don't think we're done yet. I still think they might add another piece here or there to the offensive line. But Isaiah Wynn and Cedric O, I think, are going to bring us some much needed stability to the back end, and help. Remember how we were talking about how iron sharpens iron? Well, now you can say Cedric O can help battle the position at right tackle with Austin Jackson. You can throw Isaiah Wynn in there. See, the thing about Isaiah Wynn is he can give you position flexibility and battles at 3 different positions. He can give you insurance in case if and when Terron Armstead goes down for a game, you can slide him out to left tackle. He's probably the future left tackle for them if he can resurrect his career and get it going again. He needs to play a little better. But then you have competition at left guard with Liam Eichenberg and Wynn, because I think that's going to be a thing now. I think it's going to be Eichenberg, Wynn, Feeney battling at left guard. Obviously, the loser or whatever is going to play some swing tackle,
right?
And then you got the battle at right guard, which you can throw 4 different guys in there, which you got
right tackle,
right.
Yeah,
tackle.
I know what you meant. Don't worry.
Tackle, excuse me.
Just not to confuse our people, but yes,
yeah,
you're my trenches guy, so I know you know.
Yeah, right tackle is what I'm talking about for sure. We all know. Austin Jackson, Isaiah Wynn, Cedric O, and you might as well go ahead and throw in. I don't know if you can even put another guy in there. I don't want to give up on a Tunstall or a rookie like that, or a Ryan Hayes. So you might as well throw some of those guys into the left guard battle as well, like a 4th guy, Hayes into the left guard. And
the backups are definitely going to have to be versatile on this team. The backups are going to definitely have to be able to play a couple positions when injuries happen. So I agree with you. That's like Feeney's a guaranteed guy to make the team, because he can play center and guard. You need guys like that on the roster, because if a game day comes up, you get a guard hurt, boom, he's in there. If you get a center hurt, boom, he's in there. So
I think you got it right. See, and it's just the thing with the Win, being a left guard battle too with Liam Eichenberg, is that kind of say Feeney ends up being the odd man out, like the third man down from the left guard battle. Well, guess what? He plays center, so now he's center 2. Bam, you kick him over to center 2, and like you said, he can play some guard. If we have an injury here or there, he can kick in. It does leave somebody like a Robert Jones. It leaves someone like that as the odd man out. It leaves a Kendall Lamb, someone like that, as an odd man out. It leaves a Jerron Christian as an odd man out now. See, these guys, especially if they pick up their play. So those 3 guys I just said right there.
Yeah, I hope Jones step. I've liked Jones when he's played some. He's done okay. But like you said, you need to be you're going to need to be very, because your starters are going to be your starters at those positions. But as we know, in any football team, but as we know, following the Dolphins, injuries are going to be part of the season. We don't know who, but someone's going to get injured, and you need guys that can say, oh, yeah, I can step up and be. Because what happened last year is like when Armstead couldn't play, it was such a dramatic drop-off. Now you hope that at least when Wynn goes in there, yeah, he's not going to be maybe Armstead, but he's going to be pretty damn good, like
serviceable.
Right, serviceable. And that's when last year we hardly even had that at left tackle. Brendan Sell was fine and serviceable on the right side last year, but when he moved over to the left, he just didn't do as well.
Yeah, he's not a left tackle. That's why.
So do you think these guys that we're fitting, because I did see another guy that has a popular show on this YouTube network on Barry Cunningham, he's like kind of concerned that maybe some of the guys aren't the greatest fits for the offensive line, for zone and all that, do you see that? Because that's what he was saying, because he was just breaking down what they were saying on like ESPN on one of those shows. And he broke down like, oh, they do bring up some good points. Like maybe Armstead's not the big zone guy. He's just a good tackle. But
what does he say? Both of them don't fit, or one of them?
No, he's just saying like all the guys we've signed, really. I mean, from Teron Armstead saying he's not necessarily a great zone scheme fit.
Well, he's not necessarily the best zone blocking lineman out there,
right?
But you can make it work, and that's just the thing with linemen. Is a lot of guys like remember we were talking about that Steve Olivia for the TCU, the center, and everyone like Anthony was like, no, he's more of a power scheme guy. And I'm like, man, you can make it work. You can make it work.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm saying that is because you just need to see the dude move a little bit in action and in open space with pads on and live game, and you could get an idea of how you know what I mean? You can make it work. And that's what they do with these guys is they're like, no, we'll work through the inability to run outside zone scheme and his lateral movement abilities. And because if a player has limitations, you just try to work with it a little bit and maybe not due to what he doesn't do well, but due to what he does well better. And what I see happening now, if they don't think that they fit the outside zone scheme enough, well, maybe we'll start running some more inside zone. We'll change it up. They're going to run both. They're going to run outside zone scheme. They're going to run some inside zone scheme. I would love to see like some counter traps, some quick hitters, some wham, some counter. We'll see all kinds of things coming out of this team now that you're going to put some more thump behind it. And I like the moves personally. Yeah.
I think so. And it shows that they know that they know they do have a flaw, and that their little speech about, well, maybe some of you, aren't as confident as we are. That was more just coach speak and GM speak, to like say, yeah, we know, but we don't have anyone yet. So we're still looking. So at least they have done those moves, because I know everyone freaked out when Chris Greer came out and says, well, maybe we're a little more confident in our guys we have on the team than others. Hey, good morning, Anthony. As always, a big thumbs up to Anthony.
I was just mentioning you.
There's a couple other people in here. Make sure you guys comment so you get your kudos. And Anthony, it's always a pleasure to have you in here, of course. And then what's I going to say? Oh, we know what else blew up kind of, because Dalvin Cook was working out here in South Florida. So, of course, but the guy that – what's his name? The Hicks guy that trains
Nick
with
Hicks.
Tua. Yeah. He came out and he said, like, slow the roll, man. I've been training with him longer than I've been training with Tua. I go way back with him. So this has nothing to do with any team.
Exactly. Like people just blow things out of proportion, bro. Like I was thinking about the Dalvin Cook thing myself, and his options are open. So anybody who's like, oh, well, it's set in stone. No, bro. He could go to the Bills and play with his brother. He could come back home and play with the Dolphins and play in Florida, or he could go somewhere else like Dallas. Like, you don't know what's going to happen, bro. No one does.
Hey, no one knows. I mean, that's the fun thing. But yes, we'll see. June, what we're at? We're at May 19th. So that's June 1st is right around the corner. That's when we're going to know like more like what teams are doing with their veterans, because for one, Cook may or may not get cut. If he does get cut, there's going to be some teams that are probably willing to spend more money than the Dolphins are at that spot, since we already got a lot of running backs on the roster. So it's going to be like, is he willing to come home and take a little hometown cooking, or is he like a young guy that he's going to want his bag? Jacksonville. There you go.
That's a good spot, too, for him. I'll be honest with you. When you guys think about this stuff, the first thing you need to think about is when a player gets cut, the first thing you have to remember is they got to go through waivers. So if somebody's out there like, nah, we'll take him and just pay the contract you have without renewal.
For Anthony, sorry, I cut you right off. Justin's like looking like, what the hell is going on?
What the hell happened?
But anyway, sorry, Gabe. But anyway, hear me, Anthony. Yes, that's a good comment Anthony did say. So that is quite possible. So I don't know. It's just fun to talk about because, like I say, we're in the middle of May. Not much coming from the Dolphin Tails. We just signed the recent offensive lineman. So I guess Dalvin Cook, like working out, and some photos surface of him working out in South Florida. It's just kind of sent Twitter crazy enough to even have the Joe Rose talk about it this morning, saying, that guys, so many NFL players work out in South Florida. It's like a common thing. Slow your roll. He goes, and don't get me wrong, I would love to have Dalvin Cook. I've been watching him since he was in high school down here. But he goes, it's just, it is what it is. It's just a guy like all these players. They work year round in this day and age. It's not like the old days where these guys would be smoking cigarettes and working off-season jobs at the local bank or whatever. Right. These guys, this is it. This is their full-time careers now. They're always keeping in shape. They got proper diets. They all want to keep that. So it's just common for come down. Where are you going to want? Are you going to want to work out in Minneapolis, or you want to come down in South Florida in the sun and be able to work out in the off-season?
Absolutely. Work out where it's nice and beautiful, right?
Yeah, I know. And to be able to go to the beach after your workouts, whatever you want to do. So, of course, that's why so many players.
I don't know, man. It's crazy. Like, the way I look at it right now, I've pretty much got the depth chart almost like labeled to where I've already gone through it. And I'm coming down to 6 open roster spots left with a bunch of names to compete for those roster spots. But it's like the offensive line, I think, is still going to have fluctuation through it. I love the signings, man. I like picking up Cedric O. He's played in this league before. He's played right tackle. I like the Isaiah Wynn signing because of the same thing. Justin, when it comes to the running game, can you explain what a wham? Wham is basically a quick hitter right up the middle. You're going to have someone coming out to clear out the backside of that, and then you're going to hit it right up the middle. Just run right up the freaking A-gap. Just wham, right up the middle. Someone comes and clears them out if you have any backside penetration off that, and then boom, you hand it off right up the middle. That's wham. Everybody knows wham. Come on, wham's almost like a dive.
Yeah. Hey, Anthony, I dropped a link, but that goes for anyone that's in the room that wants to come in. We got some eyeballs in here. Please like and tell everyone about our and subscribe. See, I'm such a bad promoter. I can't even say the words right. Like and subscribe, and like you say it the best. Tell everyone, tell a friend, and tell them a friend, whatever. You always say it best, Dustin. But anyway, tell everyone about Dolphins Thirsty. Join our show. The link's in there for anyone that wants to come in and talk Miami Dolphins football. Whether it's still about the draft, whether it's free agency, whether about Dalvin Cook, whether the Dolphins have done enough, have not done enough, whatever you want, Miami Dolphins Rise, come in. It's a fantastic. Hey, good morning. I hope that jersey should be coming your way any minute, man.
Bro, it should be in your P.O. box within the week, dude. Like, you should have it. Like, within the next couple of days, I sent it out at the beginning of the week. So, yeah, you should have that thing.
All right, endure. Let's see. Do you guys run he's asking about your team, I guess, Colorado.
We run everything, bro. We run pro style. We run spread. We run outside zone scheme. We run inside zone scheme. We run a little bit of everything, bro. It's like there's
you're more concentrated on the defense, but you see what they're doing when they're
absolutely, dude. I practice against them twice a week, so I see what is running. I
Yeah.
see what they're doing. Like, and then the coach and me, like the head coach and me, we're really good friends. So we've been buddies forever. I talk to him all the time. Like, I'm always picking everybody's brain on the team to try to gain more football knowledge for myself, because
Right.
there's always something you can learn out here. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I was standing on the sideline and seeing a corner using a certain technique that I'd never seen before. And they're like, "What? You've never seen this?" I'm like, "No, man, I haven't." So it's like, I think the more humble you can be in football, the more knowledge you're going to gain about the game. Even just being normal fans out there, just being like, "Hey, I like the game." Just pay attention to all the little things, because those are the things that count with football, man. It's like the small little foot placements, the hand placements of linemen. Like, I know everybody loves those star runners and
of course. I mean, quarterbacks, receivers, running backs have always gotten the glory, and then but it's the trenches is what it's the trenches though that always what wins. Because everyone talked about Larry Zonka back in the day, but he's the first one that would say, "Man, if it wasn't for my line, I wouldn't have been half of what I am," because he had a couple Hall of Famers in front of him, and Langer and Larry Little, and then Bob Kuchenberg, who should be a Hall of Famer, and other guys, Norm Evans. So way back then, I know all those names, and that's even before my time. But hey, yes, again with Ender, I think. Hey, but Ender, like I say, you and Anthony, man. I just want to give you a fantastic Friday. You guys rock. You guys are regulars in here. I don't know what's happened to G-Man, Ender, and Anthony. I think we've run G-Man out of our show. He isn't coming. Maybe he's on vacation this week. So, it's all good. I'm not used to having a show without G-Man.
Yeah, so, G-Man's my dog. Like, we see things the same way. He likes the line of scrimmage like I do. Like, I'll be honest with you, since I've been in the Dolphins community, it's been like since 2015 is when I've been in the Dolphins community, like on all social media platforms.
Right.
Since the Broncos won their last Super Bowl, I've been in here like, "Yo, we need to get an offensive line. We need a line." Like,
it's been that forever. And Ender, I forgot to give you. Sorry, Justin, I got to do it. I'm just happy when you guys come in. So what can I say?
They're the regulars,
more hardcore. He would have like a punch in the face guy on there. But it's all good. But no, man, I don't know. I mean, it's been head coaches, general managers, and we've always said the same thing. We need an offensive line, and it's whatever. So this year, hopefully, we finally got an offensive line.
You know what? What I'm hoping and praying for is just cohesion. I'm praying for the bleeding to stop, per se. Like, I don't care if anybody likes the name or not, the Butch Berry hiring. Come over. Let's stay for a little while. Take your coat off. Take your hat off. Kick off your shoes. Why don't you stay a little while and coach the team? I want to keep the same offensive line that we have. I want to get cohesion. I want the unit to be one. I want Austin Jackson to beat out Cedric O. I want Liam Eichenberg to beat out Isaiah Wynn. But that's why we brought him here, is to sharpen the iron and get these boys ready to really play this game the way we want to play it. Do you see what I'm saying? So they're gonna take the attack to people, bro. Watch. I'm excited for what we're building down here. I know it might not be these star names everybody's looking for, or the Orlando Browns, or the Trent Browns, or the Trent Williams and the big star pass blockers. But you know what? Maybe that'll come. Maybe that's up their sleeve later too. And then everybody else that they're adding on will just be extra depth, because that's what this team needs.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's just like I said, seeing these other South Florida teams that I don't die hard for, in the Panthers and the Heat, just makes me think, oh my God, what the feeling it'd be having the Dolphins advance in the playoffs and do some winning. Because it's just fun seeing these teams, like I say, but it's no like die hard for me where I'm like, it's just I am the Dolphins in there winning playoff games. It'd be so great. So it's just almost makes me jealous.
You should have seen me last night, bro. It's game 2 of the Western Conference
Finals. Yeah, I know you got a team. You've always liked basketball, and you've always liked
in front of my TV, and my wife's like, "Why don't you sit down?" I'm like, "Shut up, man. We need this game." Like, you don't understand. Like, it's like I almost cried, and we're only in the game 2, dude.
Yeah, no, you guys got a pretty commanding lead, though. I mean, all he did was keep home court, but that's still pretty commanding. Now you go win one in LA, and it's basically
that's it. That's the plan, bro. Go get one in LA, come back home, close them out.
Yeah, exactly. So, hey, let's see what Anthony. And remember, Anthony, you're welcome to hit that link. That's kind of what I wish we did for our young quarterback in the first place when he first drafted him. Instead of handing him the job, he should have been brought in a vet. No, I know, but we made the same mistake with Ryan Tannehill as well.
Well, they actually did bring in the veteran.
Yeah, Ryan Fitzpatrick.
And he went with Chan Gailey. What happened right there is the fan base and the owner and everybody's like, no, we want to see our shiny new toy. Put Tua out there. He's going to start. And that's what happened, bro. In my opinion, that's how they damaged the quarterback is they got into his psyche early and they stunted his growth pattern by doing that. In my opinion, the first year, and I've told everybody this from hell and high heaven, that Tua should have sat that first year. He never even should have taken not one snap, bro. Not one single iota snap. It should have been Ryan's Fitzpatrick show and Chan Gailey's offense.
Yeah, I agree.
Should have just ran with it.
I agree because, for one, Tua was coming off major hip injury the year before. It was coming off the COVID year where there was limited workouts made. He wasn't able to work out and do all of that stuff with the team. He should have just spent the whole year working out,
watching, learning.
Right. And then if an injury happened to Fitzpatrick, then that's it. Then you have to come in and do your thing. But, that should have been.
I mean, how many guys get thrown to the wolves like that and are actually successful? A lot. It's very few, kind of.
I agree.
It's far in between, bro. Like, look what they did to Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers sat for like 3 or 4 years behind Brett Favre. And he learned the NFL. He learned how to be an NFL pro. He learned how to train his body. He learned how to train his mind. He learned how to watch film. This is that we didn't do with our quarterback, but he sucks, and he can't make a read, and he's too small, and he can't improvise out of the pocket. All the crap that everybody talks about this kid, you're all wrong.
Oh, G-Man. G-Man's ears must have been ringing. We were just talking about you, G-Man, saying I haven't seen
you for a couple.
Been, dog? Good to have you, G-Man. Good to have you on this fantastic Friday. Finstastic. Yes, I said it right. There's a Finstastic Friday. Anthony G-Man is a loyal Miami Heat fan, so he is definitely very happy. I'm just happy that the South Florida team's doing well, but I'm not a diehard, like I said. But there you go. I knew he had to be saying it.
Jimmy Buckets.
Yeah.
It's all good, bro. I'll be honest with you. What my Nuggets did last night, they didn't even play a good game. They played miserable, like lazy 3 quarters, and in 1 quarter they turned it on and beat the Lakers. I think the Nuggets got the best team in the NBA. I'm not worried now.
No, I think you guys have. I think you guys have it, which is fine. That's good, like I say. But at least it'd be good to see the Heat, do some damage against the Celtics, only because, like, someone came out and said the Heat only have a 3% chance to make and this is going with only the Celtics, so like the Celtics were 97% sure of going and the Heat were 3% sure. So I just love the underdog like that, and it'd be cool. So
they just beat them on their own home court last game. Like, I don't doubt that Heat team. I know they're good. I know what they got. We played them. We played them in the many a times in the regular season. We had a good record versus them as well. But this is the playoffs, dog. This isn't the regular season no more. My dog. The Joker is handling business on a nightly basis. He's doing things that only NBA greats like Wilt Chamberlain are doing. So I love where we're sitting right now, honestly.
Well, I didn't see any of the game last night, but I did see someone put a clip of like LeBron James doing the all-time flop act in the world. And he's like, oh, then when you see it, the guy didn't even touch it, and he's like, oh, holding his arm. You think someone shot him from the arena down there, how he fell. He's like, oh.
He fell into the crowd and a beer spilled on him, and then one of the fans, which is probably a Nuggets fan, gave him like a towel to wipe off, and he's like, thank you. It was so pathetic, bro. I'll be honest with you. Like, I don't like basketball like that. Just play. Don't go for a foul call every damn time. I don't care about that stuff.
I would take that, G-Man. And you can't even throw the Panthers, man. Let's just go for the trifecta,
Yeah, but I'll take the team in the front there, the Heats, and just put Nuggets, Dolphins championship. And now we rocking, dog. Yeah.
Hey, we're getting some. Hey, at least I have Justin in here because Justin's my guy that knows all the sports. We just need JP Notorious here because I always wanted you guys to get together for a show, but he's hard to get.
Awesome. He knows a lot about sports.
He knows all of them, man. He knows hockey. He's like this, man, on all the sports names. It's just like instant recall too, man. I'm like, holy crap. I just do well enough to get my football and baseball names. Like, oh, what's that guy's name? This guy knows I'm all like, who's a third string guard for the Denver Broncos. Oh, that'd be Joe Smith. I'm like, holy crap! How does these guys know so many rosters across the league? So it's funny.
I agree with you, Anthony, wholeheartedly, bro. I really do. Joel Embiid he's amazing, man. But I'll be honest with you, man. Like, Joker's so good, bro. Like, just remember what we got. This is the only player I've seen drafted and made fun of with a Taco Bell commercial running, and now he's the 2-time reigning MVP. He's averaging a triple-double in the NBA playoffs. He's leading his team. Yeah, man, I think he's the best player in the world. That's just my opinion, though. But we'll see, bro. We'll see. I'm excited for what they're doing. I think we're on a collision course to go with whoever comes out of the East, baby. I don't care who it is, really. I just want the Nuggets to be there and win.
No, Dolphin. G-Man always a little spin on his Dolphin. They signed a few
washed-up O-linemen. I don't know about all that. I mean, at least they're veterans and can play. We know what they can do. I know
they're former first round. I mean, not former. They are first round draft picks, so they have some pedigree.
Everybody wants that sexy name. Everybody wants our lineman to be Trent Williams. So do I. But we're not going to get those guys right now, so we got to work with what we got. And I'll be honest with you, it's better that they're signing some rather than none. We got to.
No, I agree. So I agree 100%.
You know what?
Like, we already kind of covered that this morning, but yeah. I agree with you 100%.
What we need is the Dolphins to get lucky, bro. And what I mean by get lucky is have some luck on our side, and someone like a James Tunstall or a Ryan Hayes all of a sudden becomes this great offensive lineman, a good tackle guard combination, and you get lucky. Or Isaiah Wynn can resurrect his career and come
stay
back
healthy.
Stay healthy.
That's what he's saying.
Play well.
Because the guy has talent offensively. He just hasn't been able to stay.
He's got talent. He's got feet to play tackle in the.
I mean, he was just a first round pick back in 2018. I know some people are saying, well, if Bill Belichick cut him, he can't be that great because he knows football. But New England's moved on from guys that's gone on to still be good in other teams.
Sure.
So it happens. It happens to every team. And sometimes it just takes the players getting new scenery to, revitalize themselves and, start being better. Let's see, Justin. He has a long one up here, so I'll put it up there so you can read. It starts off with you.
Justin, I think the difference between when Aaron Rodgers came in the league and when Tua came into the league, the offense, I think he meant to say today, are more impatient compared to when Aaron was the rookie.
Yeah, and it also, though, it doesn't hurt when they have freaking, already a Hall of Fame caliber quarterback on the roster too. So, they can be more patient. So, but Patrick Mahomes sat for a year too
behind Alex Smith. That's what I'm trying to get at is he shouldn't have touched the field at all during the first season. I'm not going to come off that right there. You have to, you have to get the guy ready to play in the NFL. It's not college, and he just wasn't prepared, bro. And the Dolphins threw him to the wolves. And I'll be honest with you, fans, you're right. The fans,
are more impatient. Yeah,
the fans wanted him to play. The owner wanted to see their shiny new toy. You wanted to see, the thing about it is you wanted to see your new shiny Ferrari behind this holy bucket of an offensive line.
No, I agree.
I'm into doing. I don't like that, bro. Like, you have to get, like, you don't even really know what we have yet. No one does. All you guys out there like, Tua sucks, he's this or he's that, or me, oh, he's great or he's this or that. None of us know, bro. Why don't you get a good offensive line down there that's better at pass blocking than PFF rated 32nd in the league? Then maybe we'll get an idea of what we really have.
Right, I agree. It's just too, unfortunately, we're going into our fourth year and we haven't gotten a fair evaluation because it's just crazy.
It's crazy. I know we can say we haven't gotten a fair evaluation, but man, I've watched enough football and I watch enough film. In my eyes, I've seen enough. I'm sold already. All he needs is a line. Get him a damn line and a running game, which now I think we have maybe one of the two. And I'm more sold on the running game happening for us than the great offensive line. But I think the offensive line something that we can develop into. And it ain't going to happen in year one. It's not going to happen in year two. Maybe, if we're lucky, but maybe by year three, we could really start getting some cohesion. I mean, year three after everybody being together that long.
Yeah, no, I agree. And it's just like I said, we're going to fourth year. Rookie year was basically a wash because he came in coming off a major hip injury. He was coming off the COVID season. They weren't even able to train like they used to train, got thrown to the dogs real quick. And then that didn't work out. And the coach had no. Once you go to him, you can't just be like pulling him, yanking him, then bringing him back. Either you go to him or you don't go to him. Flores did no favors by like,
nope.
If you're gonna go with him, just roll out. And
just
if you lose the game, you went with him. You don't yank him out. So
not
it's
only
just
that,
like,
but he's thrown passes to who? Preston Williams and Matt Collins.
Yeah, you just
and
rolled. Yes, we wouldn't have won that Raiders game if we stuck with Tua that night. But who cares in the grand when you're building a young quarterback for the future? One game in a season that you're still not ready is not going to let him learn from that game and say, okay, I sucked that game. Now let me prove. Don't just like, oh, maybe if I suck, they would take me out and someone else is going to. It just messes up the mind, man, and it messes up the psyche. Then you get out of that. Then he spends a whole off season hearing about, oh, they're going to trade for Watson and this and that. How does that? I don't care who you are and what job you have anywhere on the planet. You can't really relate normal jobs to pro sport. It's still, if you're like a manager at like Office Depot, but you hear, hey, they really like Larry, but they're going to bring him in and I'm going to throw Rob out, but you're not going to show up happy every day. You're going to be like, so Tua is an amazing.
That's true. I'll give you an example right now on my Longhorns team. Like I was working with this kid who's great, man. He's going to be a great pass rusher. He's a great kid, but there's just sometimes he needs to show better effort and listen to what I'm trying to say. We brought in this other pass rusher who's experienced, and immediately from that practice, that pass rusher became the best pass rusher on our team. Well, That damaged the psyche of the pass rusher I was trying to work with, and now he's all up in his head. Same thing happened to Tua. So it can happen everywhere. I don't care what level of football you play on. That what he's talking about right there, Rob, it's true. I don't care if someone's trying to replace you as a backhouse stocking manager or as the leading receiver in the NFL or quarterback. It happens. It's in your mind. Just like Tua said, he's like, do I really belong here? You're going to question yourself. But that went away real fast with him because he belongs here. We all know it. Go look at the film more deeply. Listen to what Alec Ingold said about the guy. Listen to him. He's like, I didn't realize it at first, but then when I went back and looked at the film, I was realizing that Tua was doing more for our crappy offensive line than I really realized at first. Yeah. See what I'm saying? He's making plays that no one's seen, you guys, because they don't go into the stat category. It's things that don't go into the stat book. He's doing like saving himself a little bit of time backing up and then making a pass because he's already under pressure.
No, I'm with you 100%. Anyone that wants to rocket arm, that's not going to happen. Anyone that wants a quarterback that's going to run for a 50-yard gain, that's not going to happen with Tua. You just have to know what Tua does, and we got a coach that finally knows what Tua does instead of, what's the old saying, trying to stick a square in a round hole, what Flores was trying to do. McDaniel says, okay, I know what Tua does well, and we're going to operate to what Tua does well. And, so hopefully now with another year of McDaniel, he's going to be fine. Hopefully he stays injury-free. But I kept keeping this one up there, all true, Rob, but no excuses this year. But that doesn't only apply to Tua. That applies to the whole Miami Dolphins team. Because I don't care. The Dolphins need to win. I don't care if it's from Tua just being the game manager that does enough to keep the team, or him being an all-pro that goes out there and sets a league on fire. There's no excuses for this ball team. I would do my rant, and then you can do your rant, because there's no excuses. Because the Dolphins have called us basically personally and said, "Hey, we're all in." Just none of this. Obviously we didn't get the personal call, but all the moves they made, trading for veterans, signing veterans, they're saying they're ready to win now. They've given people the bags of money. They've given up draft assets. So, boom, we're ready. No excuses. Now you can rant for a minute. I'm sorry there,
It's kind of like I
had to get it off my chest.
I'm not saying that Tua's this all-time quarterback and he's the best in the league and he's can by end all be all make no mistakes. That's not what I'm saying at all. He makes plenty of mistakes and he makes boneheaded ones and does things that he shouldn't do, but he needs to learn from them. He needs to get better at once his first year is taken away from him, go into his second and his third. And now you'll have options for that. Some Higgins underneath, some Berrios underneath. You'll have options for this. Last year, we didn't have a third wide receiver that we could depend on very much. No excuses. They needed to use them more and better. But I think this year is going to be a little different. You're going to have the dynamic of the running game to lean on more than ever before. If we can get a running game, truly establish a running game like I wanted to last year, like Mike McDaniel said he should have done, which is anything third or four, I'm running the ball. I don't care what anybody wants to do. We're running it. Don't bitch. Don't complain. Just get the first down and we'll go.
But they also have to ingrain and practice Tua, you got however many seconds. This what like 3 seconds, 3.5. You got to go. Like if your first read, second read, you're going to go
Get
to
rid of
your
it.
get rid of it too. Now you got A-Chain. Who knows if they have any other additions coming up? Mozart's no slouch out of the backfield either. Wilson can catch the ball.
He's
So
got
you
targets.
got and Ingo that you've already made. You got targets. Make them part of the game. Just release it to them. And
Absolutely.
if nothing else, even if it gains 1 freaking yard,
that's fine.
You're not getting killed back there.
Just go forward. Just like the great Dan Marino said, pick a target and let it fly. So pick one of them and just let it go is what you need to do within a timely manner. So first read, second read, third read, it's gone. It needs to be gone.
I'm never fired up. Gee, man, I'm gonna go. That's it. I'm Macho Man, man. I'm whatever. I can't do his voice. I do an okay Yoda, but I don't do a good Macho Man. Anyway, that's like the wrestling back in the day when I watched wrestling. I'm Macho Man Savage here. I haven't watched for years really. I did watch a couple times, but like G-Man says, that's silly stuff. So, but it's all good.
Kid, I used to watch a lot of that.
Let's see, Jedi Knight. I'm a Jedi Knight. So there's my Yoda. Oh, man. But anyway, get back on. But I do get fired up sometimes, G-Man, but it's just short little stints. Like if someone says something crazy.
Don't get too fired up now.
I won't. He'll be fired up. There we go. Let's see what. And then I have to give Steve. He said something. Justin, that's what I noticed. To last year in tape. And his first and second read weren't there open. He would try to force it. Yes, that's what we're saying. We just got – but you have an outcome. Make these receivers, man. Get these. You get in A-Chain's hands and Moser out of the back. Just have that knowing that they're there. Boom. Yep.
One more thing too about what he said right there about how the ball wouldn't come out of his hand quick enough after he came off of his first and second reads. A lot of that has to do with everything on the play. The extended pressure on the play from not being blocked properly, meaning the leaky bucket. If it wasn't as leaky, maybe he could crisply make the reads more thoroughly through second, third, and progressions if he wasn't worried about getting killed all the time. Okay, and that's, I think, in his head a little bit too. He also needs to be more aware of where he is on the football field, meaning if he's outside of the tackle box and nothing's there, simply all I want you to do is throw it away.
Yeah, no. I agree, but then also have that outlet receiver, man. That's why they got these running backs that can catch the ball, but we just didn't utilize them enough last year. So Martina asked, outside of Dalvin Cook, do you see? Yeah, and welcome to the room, Martina and Steve, all you guys that I didn't get to say a good friendly welcome to because my partner in crime there was in a rant, so I didn't want to interrupt him. Welcome you guys to the room, but real quick. And so this we kind of covered. We would say offensive line, no, maybe one, because we don't know who's going to get cut. But if a veteran offensive lineman gets cut, we would think that would be a good addition. Again, we've added the two that we've already discussed today in Wynn and Cedric. I won't even try to say his last name. Cedric O.
Cedric O, yeah. Cedric Ubui. That's how I pronounce it.
Exactly. So do you have any other specific guy? I know you like Reisner, but you go with that every single time.
I was actually going to say him. Yeah, Reisner's definitely one of my targets. I wouldn't say no to him. But I have some for you. I would definitely say Reisner would be one of my targets. I also would say someone like even a Cameron Fleming still would be in the mix for me. I'm not going to try to limit our position battle in any way. But I'll give you two of them, and they're actually on the defensive side of the ball. One of them obviously would be Akeem Hicks to help shore up the middle of the line of scrimmage on the defensive line side. We could use some more beef back there. I would love to see us get a true nose tackle, someone who's about 340 pounds, 350 pounds. I think you could probably use some of that down low. Fangio traditionally likes to have someone like that in his defense anyway. But I'll give you a name that to me, every time I see it and that it's out there, that to me, I'm like, wow, I can't believe he's still sitting there and would be great in this defense. And that would be Zach Cunningham, the inside linebacker, former Texan. I just would think that you could sharpen the linebacker unit up just even a little bit more by bringing Cunningham in the mix. It gives you insurance for Tyndall, number one, Tyndall not being ready to play, and number two, a David Long injury.
Well, I hope Tyndall's ready to play, man. We're going in year 2. He better be ready to play. So I know it's another new defensive coordinator. But I mean, it's a new defensive coordinator for him. So, but hopefully he's ready to go. So I would give you the correct. There, that's your correct answer.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's some names that are actually out on
we
the
got a couple
right
other
now.
questions. Let's see.
So I'm surprised. Like, there's a lot of free agents out there that are damn good that are still out there. This is the question or statement. I thought the point of a great quarterback or elite quarterback is they can cover up for the fact the O-line is horrible. Yes, and that's what I'm trying to get at with Tua is I think that is the traits and the signs of a great quarterback is somebody who can make everybody around them better, first of all, and lead, and then cover up problems like that on the offensive line that they were having, which he was doing, and he did it numerous times on tape. You just have to go back and look at it, you guys. Go back and look at the plays break down, watch what he does, and we'll see what happens because another linebacker added to the roster. Yeah, middle linebacker. Yeah, I would love to have that happen, but it's something that I just kind of like. I've had that in the back of my mind, Martina, for a long time about the Zach Cunningham thing. I'm like, why don't they do that? You know, I'm like, if you see, we added more pass rusher linebackers than guys who can play like off ball middle linebacker. Do you know what I mean? Like Vandenberg's not that guy.
Right. So I bring up this
not that guy.
Ezekiel Vandenberg. I know he's an undrafted, so he's facing the long, but I did in that same Barry Jackson article I was telling you about that they were raving about Devon A-Chain and his hands and everything. They were saying that he's been lining up at inside linebacker for the Dolphins, and he says he's getting because he says he played a lot of those, but he's getting used to it. But they asked him where he's been lining up. So I think the Dolphins know that they need some. You know, not saying he's the guy, but just saying it just still shows that I guess we're not alone in thinking that, yeah, maybe they need some help at that.
Well, I'll tell you this about the Vandenberg kid right now. I've seen him play a lot of like 5 techie, outside linebacker-y, like, you know, off ball. And he's very instinctual, very smart. Like when he makes a read, he sees it quick. He dials it in. He knows what he saw. He trusts his eyes and he goes. So I like that. So I'm not saying he can't play middle linebacker, but hey, that's why he's back there giving it a try right now. The Dolphins are allowing it because they're like, let's see his instincts really get into action. Let's see, maybe it'll work. He's got a hard hill to climb, but Martina, yes, you brought me. That's one guy that's on my list right here. I have in this book. Quan Alexander's on that list of the free agents I would be interested in. It's because you're making the linebacker room better. It's somebody who's a great run defender, who's also very instinctual and can intercept the ball, make plays on the football. He makes your defense better, Quan Alexander, immediately as you bring him into the building.
All right. So that sounds like she gets a correct answer from you.
Absolutely. That's a no-brainer right there for me.
Hey, that's great stuff.
I like hearing that about the Vandenberg kid, though. But like me saying about bringing in the Cunningham thing, I think I say it because it's like, is Aubrey Miller, the undrafted free agent you brought in, really ready to come in and play right off the bat? No, probably not. He'd be better to bring him and try to stash him on the practice squad and bring him up slowly if you can do that.
Right.
I could see this. G-Man, me and you both can see this thing because I could see that definitely happening, my man. You just need to get him in the mix early and often and don't stop using him. It's going to make everybody on our team better, too, if you did that. Because A-Chain coming in early and often means Mostert's fresher in the fourth quarter. It means Wilson's fresher in the fourth quarter. Dude, we could run the ball down people's throats this year if we just do things the right way. You got to get aggressive at the line of scrimmage. And, like, you have to have ownership of the run. You need to own it. When you're going to stay committed to the run, you're going to run the football on third.
Right, and that's where we fell short. That's where we fell short last year because – that game, the game I keep on going back to is the first game up in Buffalo in the regular season on the nighttime. I think it was a Saturday. I didn't want to say Sunday, but it was Saturday night. And we went up there and
snow game?
Yeah, the snow game. We were kicking butt, man, running. And they just went away from it. It's just like, what the heck?
Gotta run the ball. You gotta run the ball in those situations.
Because Mostert was on fire. Mostert was on fire that night.
I know, you gotta just keep giving it to him. Don't go away from the hot hand. When you get the hot hand, just keep feeding it, bro. It's like basketball. Like Murray last night. He scored 23 in the fourth quarter. They just kept giving him the ball and letting him shoot it, bro. Like, you get the same thing you need to do to the running backs. If your receiver's hot and he's like, give me the ball, I want the ball. I like my receivers like that, where they want the ball, they ask for it, they beg for it, and when they get it, they make a play. You deserve the ball more.
No, I agree. And Mozart deserved the ball more that night because he was going crazy, man.
Oh, God, he's going nuts, bro. Justin, I think what should do to improve our defense is see if they're a team that is willing to trade a young safety that might not fit their system. You mean we should look for a safety, or we should look?
I think we're. Yeah, I know. I don't know if that's what he's saying, or yeah, I think we got pretty many safety as it is, unless maybe Brandon Jones is not a fit, maybe, or whatever. I don't know, but we got Brandon Jones, and we signed the dude, Deshaun Elliott. We signed who's going to be playing safety some, and we got obviously Holland. So we'll see what
we're loaded at safety. You got Verone McKinley, the undrafted free agent from last year.
Yeah.
Then you have this Brantley Williams, another Oregon safety who's very instinctual, bro. He's like a chess piece. You can move this Oregon safety around wherever. He's great in the box too. I'll be honest with you.
He's throwing a shot at your Nuggets there, G-Man. But I know,
bro. Don't be tripping on the Nuggets.
Don't worry. Hey, it'd be fun if the Heat makes it. You guys can trash talk all week.
Don't be threatened by greatness, dog. Don't be threatened by greatness.
Hey, I'd be admitting, though, I may not be a diehard Heat fan, but I'd be rooting for them over your Nuggets. But I'd be more on G-Man's side.
The Nuggets have never won an NBA title. The Heat have. Who do you think's going to want it more?
Yeah. I see McDaniels showing a lot of growth in his second year. I agree, Martina. I think he has learned. He has said publicly, which a lot of coaches don't. He said he made a few mistakes. He messed up the clock several times. He said he ran away from the running game. So he's self-aware.
That's the biggest mistake he made right there. The third one you just said right there was his biggest mistake you could have ever made in any NFL season you ever play in.
Yeah. So then that's it. So he's self-aware because that's what they always say. For people recovering, you have to admit your stuff first. And he admitted that he had some flaws. So he knows, and I think he's going to come back to prove it. He knows this is a very, very short league. If you don't do well, you're going to be gone quick. You might get 3 years at most, and you're gone. And hey, Vito, good
Vito,
morning.
What's up, my dog?
Vito, as
That's
always.
my dude right
Welcome as always.
Love you.
So let's see.
I was gonna say, McDaniel's biggest issue is he just needs to get out of his own damn way, bro. He just needs to get out of his own way. The lack of running the ball on 3rd and shorts, even 3rd and 6. If you would have ran it, I wouldn't have been like, "Oh, that's a terrible call." I'd been like, "Yeah, man, let's go. Let's show some confidence in the." And another thing it does is it builds confidence in your offensive line that they're willing to give them a shot to gain those yards on 3rd and short, 3rd and 6, whatever it be. Do you understand, bro? We have. Come on.
Hey, if Justin can get JP and get Anthony.
Absolutely.
Hold on. Talk for a minute. My former boss is calling me just to see, but I'm running live right now. He's a good guy. He's calling to.
Oh, man, I'm telling you, dog, we get that basketball show cracking, dude. I'm telling you. Right now is the time to have it because the way the NBA playoffs are going right now are unbelievable, bro. Jimmy Buckets is playing his butt off, dude. He is balling right now. The whole Heat team is playing good right now. I'll be honest with you. I watch you guys' games too. They're balling right now. Bam is down there banging. You got guys who can hit open shots like Strus and the Martin kid. Buckets is doing his thing down there. They're good, but I don't know. They get into a series like with the Nuggets, dog. The Nuggets can turn it on like a light switch, bro. We got 3 superstars with a great bench. I'm pretty excited with the basketball team that we've built. And the Nuggets have built this the right way. They built it through the draft. We drafted Murray. We drafted Jokic. We drafted Porter. And then we built it in with a stud veterans like Bruce Brown and Contavious Caldwell-Pope, who plays great defense, I might add. We have guys who will defend and we guys who will put it in the hoop.
Well, the good thing about the Heat, and like I say, and I'm mainly just because they're South Florida. I know I just always want to say because if someone starts asking me basketball questions, I don't know enough to talk. But they're the local South Florida team, so I root for the Panthers and the Heat, So, and then the only team I don't root for is the Marlins because I have to admit I grew up loving baseball. My 2 sports growing up were football and baseball, and I grew up just rooting for the Red Sox because as you can see, I'm old enough. There was no baseball team here as a kid, and you never leave until you grow up the passion as a kid. So I root for those 2 teams. But outside of that, if I see an NBA team, I want the Heat to do well because they're South Florida. I love seeing what the Panthers are doing, and the best thing I love about them is everyone like underestimated him going into the conference finals. Like I told you against the Celtics earlier, they were only given a 3% chance to make the finals. I'm like, I mean, that math doesn't even add up to me. If you're one of the final four, you got to be better than a 3% chance to make the finals. I'm like, geez, man, no respect for our South Florida teams, no matter what, because like when the playoff series started, the Bruins were the number one team predicted to go to the Cup, and they got beat. Then the number two team that was predicted to go to the Cup was the Maple Leafs. The Panthers knocked off that. So and then last night they win in 4 freaking overtime. So it's exciting. Even though I don't know about hockey at all. I'm like learning about icing and offside, whatever they are. And I'm like, like goalie interference I learned last night. Yep. I'm like, what the hell? That's a goal in my book. I don't care.
Hockey's so dope, dude. It's one of the coolest sports out
No, it was fun.
You get into it. It's so cool. It's so hard fun. If you think about it. They got to skate.
That's why I'm a little tired. I didn't stay up till it was fun though. I didn't stay up till 2 a.m. though, when the game finally ended. Like I said, if it was like
those guys do,
I'd be up that late. But
with that little puck and that stick on the ice, the things those guys do is amazing, bro. Like some of the most skilled players in the world playing in the playoffs right now. I'll be honest. Like my Avs won the Cup last year, so I'm just hoping my Nuggets take it home this year for me, dog. I'll be happy, man. And then guess what? They'll turn right around, and then the Dolphins go take it for me, dog. Oh, my God. It'd be completed. The prophecy would be complete.
So Vito's talking about you guys have a true center. We haven't had a true center since Shaq.
Yep.
And, Whiteside. That name I do know. I do know he did lay down. They gave him the big bag of money, and then nothing really ever after that. So
if you think about it, he's right. We got a true center who's 6'11", 286 pounds, who's very underrated underneath the rim. He can move like the wind. He's got slick, smooth feet. He finishes better than a lot of people at the rim. I'm telling you right now, bro. It's Jimmy versus Nikola Jokic, Michael Porter Jr., and Jamal Murray, and our whole bench. One guy versus a whole team, dog.
Yeah.
In fact, they're doing that versus the Celtics. In my opinion, Jimmy has to be Superman every night just to get past the Celtics, bro.
That's let's see. Opinion. Oh, okay. There you go. Boom. Justin.
I don't think Brandon Jones fits the type of safety that Fangio wants in his defense. BJ is more of a box safety. He doesn't cover well. Vic needs a strong safety to cover. I agree with you, bro. I've always said this about Brandon Jones. Always. I think he's more of a middle linebacker kind of guy in the box you can use. He blitzes good off the edge, and his coverage skills are just not up to par right now. If you have to cover the Fangio defense, but the thing about Jones that Fangio's like, maybe I could work with it, is his tackling ability. He tackles good, and he's a great tackler. I think Javon Holland's going to lead the team in interceptions because the way Fangio runs his defense, he relies on safeties to get more interceptions. Tradition, defense relies on corners to do that. Yes, I think the safeties are going to have their very, very, very good amount of safeties and balls come at them, and I agree. I think Javon Holland's going to have a great season. He's not going to be asked to do what he did last year. He's going to be more – probably single high, roving, moved around maybe a little bit the same way they're going to do Ramsey. But I think Ramsey is going to be the one piece that he's like, here, I'm going to move you into the Jack, the star. You're going to rover, robber. I need you to go down and shut down the number 2 wideout or whatever they need him to do. They're going to move Ramsey around for sure.
G-Man, if you're willing to come be a host on my show, I would start a basketball show tomorrow for you if you want.
I'll go to a basketball show, dog.
And I would throw Justin. And you guys can trash talk each other. It'd be great entertainment. So
let's talk hoops.
Welcome to Dolphin Thirsty Network if you want. I will have you as our basketball host right now because I don't truly know enough to come on and talk basketball or hockey. I could talk baseball and football until your ears fell off. But when it comes to that, I'm just like a general fan that would say, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, the Heat, their local team, why not? Oh, yeah, the Panthers I just started getting into.
See, another thing
it's like, and the Panthers are so close to me. It literally, if you told me, hey, Rob, meet me I'd be at the arena where the Panthers play within minutes. I mean, within minutes. I just hop up on the sawgrass, bah, I'm right there. So, it's just, I needed to get to a game. I just didn't get to a game this year. I've been to one Panther game the whole time they've been down here.
You should go check one out. You're going to like it. I'm telling you now.
I've been to one Panther game, and I've been to one Montreal Canadian game up in Montreal because my wife
They're awesome, dude. I love hockey.
So it was fun. Yeah, that's definitely a hockey. Hey, Martina's back. Let's see what is she. Boom, the no-fly has been activated.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Like, I think it's going to be hard for teams to pass. I mean, they're going to get their passes, their fair shares of, hey, I found a soft spot in the zone, sat down, and I got a couple yards. But I think the Dolphins' defense is going to be very hard to pass on. You got Xavier on one side. You could put, maybe Ramsey or the rookie Cameron Smith over there. You got Nick Needham and Kuho locking down things into the middle. You got Holland patrolling the deep part of the fields there. All you need is another combination of safeties to work with Holland, and man, you got this thing wrapped up. When I think we already did that. I think it's Ramsey, and I think that's why you drafted Cameron Smith, is to play him on the boundary so you can move Ramsey around. That's why you got it.
So anyway, guys, it's almost there at the end. But G-Man, I'm serious. Or Anthony, because Anthony knows a lot of sports. If you guys want to do multiple sports, reach out to me. I know I'm Dolphins Thursday, but I can somehow network it to sound like I do all sports, So it's just like I would love to have a sport. Justin, you know that your offers on the table 24/7 for you. So, but all you guys, man, I would love some, like JP though. He's so sorry, JP, if you ever listen to this. You're a little unreliable at times, I know you got a lot going on. I understand why, but I can't form a show around you yet. But I would love to have you as a regular. I would love to have you as a regular guest though, because you rock. Awesome. Yeah. But anyway, G-Man, that's the offer, man. Like I say, I would love to. I mean, if it's just like one night you can do here and there, man, you and Justin can roll shooting the stuff about basketball. Anyway, guys, you guys are great as always. I love that you guys joined the room. Please like and subscribe. Tell your friends. We're just fun guys having fun about talking about sports. And sorry, my phone rung a couple of times during the live show today. But my son, even though he's 17, he gave me I'm not feeling well. But he did sneak up and watch the whole game last night. So I was half expecting him call, the school to be calling, saying your son. So I had my ringer on. Just, I still, like I said, he's my youngest, the 17-year-old. They're always babies. My mom, she's still alive. She will watch this probably later today. I'm still her baby, and I'm 50,
right.
3. I almost said 52. I'm 53 years old now. So, I'm still the baby of the family because I'm the youngest of, I was the third child. Right. So it's like, I'm always the baby. So my son, he was giving me this morning, I'm tired. I'm not feeling like your butt's going to school, but I had a feeling he's going to be like calling me or, did the I'm sick to the teachers and that they're calling me. But that's why I kept the ringer on. But he hasn't done it yet. So I'm giving him kudos. So, we'll see. He could prove me wrong. But that's the only reason I left my phone on, guys. You know how it is being a parent. But anyway, guys, you guys rock. You guys are the best. Please like and subscribe. Get me up. Tell your friends. Try to get to 200 subscribers. And then I will do reward. It's going to be like a gift card. Boom, instant gratitude. You get it right away. Eventually, me and Justin will get hats in place where it's easier to have them. But as Ender can testify, it took a little while, but he's going to get it, and I think he's going to be happy. Ender, make sure if you're listening to this still, come back and tell us how that jersey is. I'm sure you're going to be happy. Most people like the product Justin delivers. So anyway, Justin, I hope you're very well tomorrow. And also, Justin, if you ever want to talk Colorado football, you guys get together, and I would be a producer, and you guys can have like the Colorado Longhorns roundup, or shoot out at the old corral, whatever term you want to come up with. You're creative, and boom, we will have that show for you guys.
Sounds good, man.
And then that's just general football talk. You guys won't, not necessarily all Colorado. It'd be all kinds of football talk. It would cover everything.
NFL,
but Vito, of course.
Longhorns.
Yeah, I know. Me too. I know. We've been saying. It seems like we've been saying that for like 2 years now. Can't wait to see him. So because we hear good things, but he never gets playing time, unfortunately, because he hasn't been healthy. So hopefully he's back.
He's in a battle. He's going to be in a battle come camp time. He's going to be in a battle, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah, exactly. And G-Man later, please take me up on that offer, man. I would love to run a basketball show if I get basketball knowledge people on this network. That'd be great. The pay is zero, but hey, at least you get your own show. It's all good, guys. Fins up, Justin, as always. Thank you so much. Yep. And hope on what's I going to say? I hope. What time's your game tomorrow?
It's at 6.
Well, I hope so. I would text you sometime after the game, see how you're doing,
Right,
see how your team did.
Yeah, I got your text.
Send me if you win. If I don't hear any from you, I know it went bad, and I'm not gonna say, "Oh, I'm leaving Justin alone until the next day." So
no, man, we're winning, dude. We're going.
I like that confidence, man. I like that confidence.
Yeah,
so
man,
I love it. We got one more comment before. Hey, that'd be great, Vito. I love it, man. I love it. Anytime, I know you're a busy man. Whatever time schedule, whatever we have find something, man. All you guys is great. I would love to have you on here. It'd be super
Vito's
duper.
awesome, bro.
See, there's a name from my past, super duper. So anyway, I'm rambling on. I really got to go do my stuff.
Same.
Fins up to you all.
Fins
you
up,
guys rock. I love having you. Justin, talk to you later.
Later, man.